Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 28th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see BC, Washington, Oregon. Check out all these showers going to be rolling in here as we go through tonight and tomorrow, and probably on in through Tuesday morning before a trough kicks out of here. And it looks like we're going to remain cool and active here for the next few days, and then we'll take a look at what's coming in the extended forecast. Just got back from a 3-day storm chase out there. Had one really great day, probably a top 5 day ever for me. Very enjoyable day out there. Saw 6 tornadoes, a lot of damage out there. So that's the downside to storm chasing. But it was a pretty memorable trip. So today's the first day back. A little bit tired here today, but I'll get back to my normal briefings as we get through tomorrow. So let's dive into a little bit of the forecast here. If I put this into motion, you can see that we've had these showers going on. I didn't see that any lightning strikes showed up today, but there still will be the thunderstorm chance as we go on in towards the day Tuesday. More on that here in a moment. And you can see that highlighted here by the National Weather Service Seattle. You can see all the way through Tuesday AM here. So watch out for that. Some of those thunderstorms can contain some dangerous hail, some small hail, some dangerous lightning, let's call it here, and some gusty winds. And this is also National Weather Service Spokane talking about the isolated thunderstorms here as we go on in through tomorrow at least. And here's Pendleton, Oregon, mentioning that we are getting some snowfall for the higher terrain of the Cascades of Washington, Oregon, mainly above 4,000 feet in Oregon, 3,500 feet in Washington. So heads up for that. It's generally above Snoqualmie Pass, but you can't rule out a little bit of snowfall for them also. And this was updated this afternoon here, April 28th. Today is Sunday. Now, taking a look at the European, you can see Washington, Oregon, British Columbia. There's Alaska here, and you can see the troughing is going to be with us here for the next few days. This is tomorrow morning. Now, this is tomorrow afternoon. You can see the troughing just continue to hang out. Then we got one more impulse that's going to roll through here as we go towards the later portion of this week. A little bit of a transient ridge here, but then we keep this troughing going here all the way on into the upcoming weekend here. A little bit of disagreement on what's going to happen this weekend, but we'll be watching that the next few days. Total snow in inches. I wanted to run through this here as well. This is the National Blend of Models, and you can see as we go to tomorrow morning, maybe a couple inches for Snoqualmie. So watch out for some winter driving conditions across Highway 2 and I-90 and White Pass down there on Highway 12. And you can see some snow falling for the Oregon Cascades as well. We will definitely take it. We can use it this time of year. We are below normal across much of the Pacific Northwest here. So not a bad signal as we roll through this upcoming week towards the weekend for some mountain snows. And if we look at the daily 2-meter max temperature, check it out. Monday, 55 degrees. Tomorrow, this is below average here, and we might start to warm up a little bit as we go through the end of the week. And some of the models are showing us warm up a bit here towards the end of the week and towards the weekend, at least briefly, before we drop back down with some troughing continuing on through the early portions of May. Again, we'll be breaking that down day by day. And if we look at the composite reflectivity, you can see the shower activity out there. Again, I didn't see any lightning strikes out there today, but we still have the chance as we go through tomorrow. And you can see there are a few cells, interesting ones looking, kind of across Oregon, Western Washington here. We'll see how that works out, maybe across Eastern Washington also. Then you can see the system here as we go through on Tuesday, the finale kind of swing down across the area. Some showers still kicking off during the afternoon and evening hours before that finally moves out of here. And if we look at this SPC, you can see the thunderstorm outlook. This is for today, actually the rest of today here, and this is for tomorrow, and this would be for Tuesday. So we still have that thunderstorm potential. So eyes on the sky the next few days. Take a look at Seattle. It was 52 degrees yesterday. Man, you guys were really cooling down while I was gone. That's 10 degrees below normal. 900ths of an inch of rain. That's almost 30 degrees off the record high set back in 1987. And we're only at 6/10 of an inch here so far this month when we average over 3 inches here. So we really could use some rainfall coming up. We might get a bit here in the next 3 days, but we're no doubt going to end the month of April here below average. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link to save 10% off. It's got a haptic rain gauge. It'll tell you exactly when it starts raining at your house. Ultrasonic anemometer, all solar powered, great smartphone app. Highly recommend this station. Now looking at total precipitation in inches, we're still showing a decent signal here, but still not much for places like Seattle as we go through the end of the month. But you see the Cascades piling up a bit of precipitation here. We could use it. There are some drought areas across some of the Pacific Northwest. And you can see as we go on into early May, we're bringing some decent amounts to the higher terrain. So that would definitely be beneficial. You can see some of the rain shadowing off to the east here and some northeast of the Olympic Mountains as well as we scroll through May 9th. Taking a look at Seattle, here's the average temperature this time of year, right around 60, moving up in towards the mid 60s. But look at that. The next 2 weeks, we're scheduled to be below average here. So, yeah, we'll revisit this here on a daily basis here. But, yeah, not a great look here if you like some spring warmth across a lot of the Pacific Northwest. Same thing for Eugene as you get towards May 12th. You average about 65 degrees this time of year. And Portland, Oregon, getting over 65 by the time you get towards early May. But below average in the meantime, the next 2 weeks. And Bellingham, something similar here as well. And here's the 8 to 14 day. Look at that West Coast signal there, May 6th through 12th. We might keep things cold as we go through the early portion of May. Again, we'll be revisiting that daily and that above average signal kind of bullseyed right here across some of Washington and Oregon as we go through May 12th also. And here's the drought outlook. It actually extended a little bit into western Washington, got some abnormally dry across some of Portland and Seattle, for example, and nothing too crazy out there. And it's just a reminder that drought is a normal process of the climate. It's nothing to be alarmed and concerned about. It's not meant to scare you, you know. So, yeah, it's just kind of we'll keep revisiting this here, and hopefully we can eat into some of this drought here over the next couple of weeks. Snowpack well below normal across much of Washington, Idaho, and Montana. British Columbia and some of Oregon has fallen well behind as well. But yeah, I'll get back to my normal briefings here tomorrow, and I'll be pumping them out daily. And I always enjoy taking a look at the weather here. Hopefully we can kick off a thunderstorm or two tomorrow, get some active weather here as well. Maybe some of you guys can see some small hail or some lightning strikes out there. Watch out for those gusty winds and some of that heavy rainfall and those showers also. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. And yeah, it's great to be back here in the Pacific Northwest.